All right, let's get right into it. We are talking about maybe the biggest challenge for any student, how to build a daily routine that actually works. Not some crazy 18-hour study marathon, but a smart, balanced system that gives you way more focus, more energy, and believe it or not, more free time.
So, does this sound painfully familiar? You plan the perfect day. You're going to wake up at 5 a.m., you've got your study blocks all mapped out, you promise yourself this is the day you finally get ahead. And then, tomorrow happens. The alarm goes off, you hit snooze, you start scrolling, you put things off, and bam, it's nighttime again, and you're exactly where you started. Look, you're not alone in this. It's a cycle pretty much everyone gets stuck.
And this brings us to the absolute core idea of this whole explainer. See, motivation, that's just a feeling. It comes and it goes. But discipline, that's a system. The goal isn't to feel like studying all the time, because you won't. The goal is to build a structure, a design for your day that's so strong it just carries you through, even on the days you're just not feeling it.
So let's reframe how we think about this. A routine is not a prison. It's your brain's operating system. Think about it. Every tiny decision you make, what should I study next? When should I take a break? It drains your mental battery. A solid routine automates all those little choices. It cuts down on that decision fatigue and saves your precious brain power for the work that really matters.
Okay, everything starts here. How you kick off your day really does set the tone for everything else that follows. Your morning is your golden hour, it's your deep focus zone, and we're going to look at exactly how to make the most of it. Now, the most important part of this is actually what you don't do. You do not grab your phone. Seriously, checking notifications first thing in the morning is like letting 100 strangers scream their opinions into your brain before you've even had a chance to think your own thoughts. So instead, hydrate. Let some natural light hit your face to tell your brain it's time to wake up, and just breathe. You start the day with calm, you'll feel in control all day.
And that leads us to this next little piece of the puzzle, which this slide nails perfectly. You don't need to hit the gym for an hour. Just 5 minutes of light movement, some stretching, a few jumping jacks. It's like turning on the Wi-Fi. It gets the blood and oxygen flowing to your brain. Simple as that. If your body isn't awake, your brain just can't get a good connection.
And this right here, this shows you the incredible payoff you get from winning your morning. Your brain is at its absolute sharpest when you wake up. So why would you waste that peak power scrolling through social media? Use it for your hardest subject. That's when you tackle that tough math problem or that dense chapter. One super focused hour in the morning is literally worth 3 sluggish, tired hours late at night. It's a no-brainer.
So how do you actually structure that deep work time? Well, the Pomodoro method is pretty much perfect. You go for 50 minutes of pure, uninterrupted focus. That means phone away, no multitasking. Then, and this is the crucial part, you take a 10-minute break where you actually rest. Get up, stretch, look out the window. Don't just switch from your textbook screen to your phone screen. Give your brain a real pause.
Okay, let's move into the next phase of the day. The morning was all about deep learning and focus. Now the afternoon, that's for active practice and actually applying what you learned.
When you're in class, the biggest mistake you can make is being a passive learner. Just sitting there, copying notes word for word, or kind of half listening, it's just not enough. Active learning is like planting a seed. You have to actually process the information, summarize it in your own words, ask questions. That's how knowledge actually takes root and grows into something you understand.
We all know it. It's that post-lunch slump, that feeling where your brain feels like it's wading through thick mud. The temptation to just scroll on your phone or take a 3-hour nap is so real. But instead of fighting that energy drop, we're going to learn to work with it. So here's the secret. Match the task to your energy level. Your brain is a bit slower now, so don't try to force it to learn some brand new heavy concept. This is the perfect time for that hands-on, practice-based work. This isn't being lazy, by the way, it's being strategic. You're using your peak mental energy when it counts most and using the rest of your time for productive, lower-intensity stuff. All right, so we've had a solid, productive day. Now let's talk about the final and honestly most critical phase, how to properly wind down, recharge your mind and body, and make sure you actually remember everything you just spent all day learning.
Let's just call this your digital sunset. The blue light from our phones, our laptops, our TVs, it basically tricks our brain into thinking it's still daytime, which totally messes with our ability to fall asleep. Setting a really firm no screens rule for at least 30 minutes before you plan to sleep is probably one of the most powerful changes you can possibly make.
Here's a super simple but crazy effective ritual. First, take just 5 minutes to plan tomorrow. Write down 3 to 5 specific things you need to do. This tells your brain, hey, I've got a plan, you can relax now, and it offloads all that anxiety about the next day. Then, you shut off the screens and replace that time with something calming. Read an actual book, listen to some chill music, whatever works. Let your brain wind down naturally.
I want you to think of it this way. Sleep is literally the save button for your brain. Sacrificing sleep to cram at the last minute is the single worst trade-off a student can make. Studying puts all that information into your brain's temporary files, but it's sleep that actually converts it into long-term memory. Cutting your sleep is like doing all the hard work and then just unplugging the computer without hitting save.
Now, you can have the most perfect color-coded schedule in the world, but it's completely useless without the right mindset. This part right here, this is the secret sauce that makes the whole system actually stick.
Please remember this, it is so much better to study for 4 focused hours every single day than it is to pull some heroic 12-hour marathon and then be totally burnt out for the next 3 days. Slow, steady, consistent progress, that's what leads to real mastery, not these short, crazy bursts of intensity.
So here are the mental rules to live by. First, stop obsessing over the number of hours you put in and focus on the quality of that time. Second, stop comparing your routine to what someone else is doing. What works for them might be a disaster for you. And maybe the most important rule of all, when you have an off day, and trust me, you will, don't beat yourself up about it. Just reset and restart tomorrow. It's that simple.
Okay, let's do a super quick recap, just to pull all of these pieces together into one clear, powerful blueprint for your day.
This is the rhythm of a successful day, right here. Your morning is for that deep, concentrated focus on your hardest stuff. Your afternoon is for hands-on practice and applying what you've learned. Your evening is for some light review and maybe some movement. And your night? That's all about shutting down, recharging, and letting those memories lock in. See? Every single part of the day has a specific purpose.
So here's my final thought. Don't try to change everything all at once. That's just a recipe for failure. Instead, I want you to look at this whole blueprint and just ask yourself, what is one small, manageable change I can make right now? Maybe it's just putting your phone across the room tonight. Maybe it's taking 5 minutes to plan your top 3 tasks for tomorrow. Just start with one thing and own it.